Good morning, I'm Tyne Morgan. Clinton is on vacation. Well, USDA on Friday releasing a new batch of supply and demand numbers, pushing grain markets even higher. Let's start with the current stocks here in the U.S. Corn counted as 1.44 billion bushels. That's unchanged from last month, with forecasters lowering feed and residual use by 25 million bushels, but raising corn used for ethanol by 25 million. The number a bit higher than the trade was predicting. And for soybeans, 260 million bushels in the bin. That's down 25 million from last month, thanks to an increase in exports, a bit closer to also what trade had called for. And wheat at 678 million bushels, up 25 million bushels from March, with exports lowered, but still supplies are 20% lower than last year. But Chris Zoller of The Ohio State says despite having these numbers, there is a lot of uncertainty going into planting this year.
We've been dealing with the high fertilizer prices and thinking, well, they'll drop, they'll slow, something positive in that respect will happen. There's been issues with availability, and we thought, well, that's going to change. And now we have this Russia-Ukraine war, which is something we look at Russia and Ukraine as being approximately 30% of the wheat exports for the world. So that's a significant amount. Ukraine accounts for about 17% of the corn world exports. And so, what are those things, if those things don't happen, if we can't get those crops marketed from that part of the world, what's that going to do?
We're also keeping an eye on world ending stocks due to the war in Ukraine. USDA cutting the country's wheat exports by 1 million metric tons to 19 million since Black Sea ports in the country remain closed. It also says the majority of Ukraine's exports have already been shipped, but it increased foreign corn ending stocks due to increases in Ukraine, Serbia, and the EU, increasing them by 4.5 million metric tons to 305.
Who knows how much wheat you're going to be able to pull out of that region of the world. I think that, the global wheat situation has been, basically being reduced over the last couple, 3 years. U.S. Wheat situation, the same thing. And so it's going to be very interesting to kind of see where's all the wheat business going to go to. I think people have been kind of waiting around, see, like for instance, what Egypt's going to do. Is China going to latch on to some wheat supplies to throw in its storage? There's a lot of things that could happen here, but long story short, wheat situation is definitely much more unstable than what we've seen in the past few years.
And in South America, USDA lowering its Brazil soybean crop estimate by 2 million metric tons due to 125 million on Friday. The agency raised the corn estimate to 116 million metric tons. That's up more than 1 million from last month. USDA left both Argentina's corn and soybean crop unchanged.
USDA has been slow to adjust. Last year, they were the same way, actually, and ended up working in their favor. When it was all said and done, USDA was closer than what other folks were, and they did so by basically lagging that production. And so it seems the USDA feels that maybe this bean production, which some people had under 120 million tons, they feel comfortable at 125 for the time being. I don't know that I expect that to change a whole lot moving forward.
We have results online at agweb.com, and I'll take a deeper dive into the numbers with our marketing analysts coming up.